What we are talking about this morning is take the guesswork out of getting new clients and customers. Take the guesswork out of getting new clients and customers. I think everybody's going to be all right with this topic for today. So first things first, if you are already subscribed to YouTube and doing all the things, you are awesome. But do you realize you can win things? All you have to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel, comment on my YouTube videos, share my YouTube videos into social media. And then one person every single week is going to get a tap on the shoulder and we're going to say, hey, you won something. And you're going to be like, that's awesome. We're going to be like, yeah, so thank you. So that is how that works. Let me go ahead and get that off of here. So now let's just get into the content quick, fast, in a hurry. What we're doing right now is we are in, as I record this, we are in the last now 4 weeks of the year. Right? In 2021. So weird to say. So we're going into 2022. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about, okay, the last 6 weeks of the year, let's focus, let's get our goals together, let's do the things that are actually going to push the needle on our business, right? And so today, what I want to talk about is how you're going to take the guesswork out of getting your customers and clients, because quite frankly, what I see out there a lot is people just throwing a bunch of noodles at the wall every doggone day. And then they're like, maybe I'm successful, maybe I'm not. I managed to get a sale here and then like go through a drought forever. And it's really just, it's a frustrating experience for me to watch, let alone be in it, you know? And in the beginning in my own business, I knew what that was like. So I had come from a technical background in that I worked for GoDaddy for a little over 5 years, right? So like I knew some things. Now, I didn't learn everything there by far, right? I only knew about our products, our services, and I knew how different things worked so far as websites are concerned and SEO kind of. But what it does, or what it did for me anyway, is it got my curiosity going. And so whenever people would call in and they would tell me problems they were having, I would try to figure out solutions to the problem. Whether we could actually serve as the solution or not as the company, I was always trying to figure out like, okay, but I can tell your goal is this. So like, how do we get you there? So that's just how my brain has always worked. And so then whenever I went out on my own, what I quickly realized was like, oh, this is scary, right? Because I wasn't a customer calling in to talk to a rep to get it figured out for me, you know? And I had to figure it out for myself because, quite frankly, what I was seeing out in the world was confusing, and what I saw didn't even work. And I think that's what a lot of people are experiencing right now. And, you know, for years, that's why people will say ads are going to be your answer to building your business, because they know no better than to throw a ton of people at an offer and some of them will stick. And so they say, well, spend a bunch of money, get a bunch of people thrown at your offer and some will stick. That's not the kind of sticking you want to happen. It's not, it doesn't build brand loyalty. It doesn't, I mean, it just kind of really crappy for your brand, honestly. But that's all that I was seeing out there. And of course, I didn't have the budget to be spending $5,000 a month, you know, or 10 grand a month on Facebook ads in order to maybe be successful. So it was scary as heck, you guys. And so what I want to talk to you about right now is, if you're in that place, let's talk about how to make it more systematic, how to make bringing your customers and your clients in more of a system. Because when you bring one customer in, let me just kind of go into the meat here. And also, I see you guys and I love you guys so much. I'm going to swing back around to your comments whenever I'm done talking. Okay, I'm going to put some of you up on screen. So thanks so much for showing up this morning. But what I wanted to really talk about is, I'm just going to get into the meat of it. Have you already had somebody pay for your product? Tell me yes or no. Yes or no? Have you had somebody buy your product already? Whether it's network marketing, whether it's your coaching, whether it's your courses, whatever it is you're selling. If you're a chiropractor, have you sold an adjustment? If you're a dentist, have you sold a cleaning? Have you, what of the things that you do? If you're a real estate agent, have you sold a house or have you gotten a listing? That's a sell kind of as well. So have you? Yes. I love it. See how cool that is? So now what we do, here's where my analytical mind starts going, all right, so let's break it down. So when you sold that thing, what I want you to do today, this is an action item for you to do today, okay? When you sold that thing, what was the process, soup to nuts, from the person learning about who you are? This all matters. Even if it was years ago, it doesn't matter. This matters. How'd they find out about who you are? How'd they find out about what you were selling? Why did they buy what you were selling? And have they moved on to other products? How did they find out about who you are? How did they find out about what you were selling? Why did they buy what you were selling? And have they moved on to other products? I'm going to give you all a second to write that down. Now, if you've had more than one person purchase from you, that's great. You're going to answer these questions for every person that's purchased from you. Now, if you're, in HBR, you've probably had lots of people purchase from you because we have the system, right? So I've created the system where I've created the world that I live in right now and doing these multiple income streams from home. I've already created the system and I literally give it to you guys, right? So I don't hold anything back. I'm like, hey guys, here's how you do all of this stuff, because you need to have a system in order to build confidence. Okay? Because when you have a proven system that works every doggone time, when you have a proven system, you can be confident in moving forward in that system, right? You can be confident. So that means you show up as your business owner self. You show up as the best version of you because you're confident in the system that surrounds you, period. It allows you to grow into this new version of you that you can't do any time before that, right? And so because I mentioned HBR, let me just put this up. This is how you jump in. Go to Livin the Dream with Martha. It's my Facebook business page. Message me the words, let's do this, rainbows and unicorns, whatever you want. We'll have a conversation and all of that stuff, yada, yada. So there's that. I would jump into that very quickly, especially if you don't have a system yet. Holy smokes. So did I just undo my earring? Let me try. Yeah. Okay. So how did they sign up? And then, go with 10 other people. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put all of that data together and you're going to start comparing. Is there something that's sticking out to you? Right? And if you have 20 people that have signed up for your stuff, the more the better on this data, the more the better. All right. But look at your answers. What's sticking out to you as something that's common amongst people? Okay, that's your system. That's your proven system. That's the thing that works for you. All right, for you. And that's where, with HBR, just to be clear, HBR is a dynamic system where you create it, how it works for you, but you see how to create it for you. Okay, so you're not replicating exactly what I do every day. You're doing it in a way that works for you. Okay, so that's where this system, there's no systems like this that are dynamic. Most systems are copy, paste, do this, copy, paste, do this. And then what you'll see is thousands of people on social media all saying the same doggone thing. And all of a sudden it looks copy pasted. It looks fake. It looks disingenuous, right? But this system is dynamic. So nobody's copying what anybody else is doing, right? Like the whole, I just made this PDF then you raise your hand if you want one or whatever, right? A friend of mine does that. And like now everybody does it. And I'm like, man, that's going to get old really fast. But anyway, so I love him so much. That's going to get really old because there are so many people doing it. But so anyway, back to the system. Your system in specific is going to be what is working for you. So how are you meeting people? Right? The common denominator of where you're meeting people that actually are joining your stuff. See what I'm saying? We're only using data from people that are joining your stuff or are buying your services or becoming clients and that sort of thing. We're only using data from those people because no other data matters. Okay? Let's be very, very careful about spending our time thinking about things that don't matter. Time is limited anyway, right? Let's only focus on stuff that matters. So your people that signed up with you, right? Or that have joined your services and things like that. I'm going to make a checklist for this. Make a checklist. It's going to be in my Families Creating Legacies group. The link is in the description of this video. I'm making a checklist. I'll be delivering it in there. It'll probably be tomorrow, just so you know, but you'll be able to have this, where you can print it out and have it nice and pretty for you to think about often. Okay. So it's where did you meet them? How do they know about you? How did they find out about your product? That's important. To remember how they found out about your product, because you're going to see something that looks very familiar there. So that means that thing is working for you. Okay. And then next important is, why did they buy it? Why? What need did they really feel like they needed solved? Now, I'm not saying, because you know what your product does. And you're like, well, I'm sure they bought it because X, Y, and Z. I don't care why you think they bought it. I love you so much. I don't care why you think they bought it. I want their words telling you why they bought it. Okay? You're going to learn things about what you deliver and what people need based on these questions. Okay? This may even help you expand your product line or expand what you're doing. Okay? Do we all get this? I'm literally teaching you guys. I hope you're getting this. I'm literally teaching you how to understand your own personal dynamic system. Now, when you want to really put some rocket boosters on it, join HBR and use your system and go, because that's what we do. I'm going to show you how to post a couple times a week, basically, and then get all of your gears rolling. And people are buying your stuff on auto repeat, right? So they're not just buying one thing, but they'll get into other things because it's relevant and it's natural and it makes sense to them. And you're always top of mind, always, always, always. People love you and they are referring you to their friends, always, 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 in other income streams even. So I do coaching, consulting, I do business strategy, right? I do affiliate marketing, I do network marketing alongside all of that, and all of it works. You guys, I am crushing benchmarks and ranks. I'm destroying records in the company that I just joined like 3 months ago. And that doesn't make sense for normal people. But I'm not normal. I work systems. And that's what I teach you to do, because you can't jack up a system. The only way you jack up a system, you guys, is if you don't do it. And quite frankly, that's on you and I can't make you. But you can't jack up a system. It's the purpose of a system. Does that make sense? Okay. What are you guys talking about? Oh, Amy loves a checklist. Girl, I know you do. HBR is absolutely rocket boosters. Boom. Cammie, oh my goodness, so much gold lately. Girl, I love when people say that. That really makes sense. I need to analyze the system. That's it. That's it, you guys. Heather, I needed a system. HBR was a system I needed. There it is. It's the system everybody needs. You guys, I have multi-million-dollar coaches come to me asking me about what I'm doing. Okay. Everyone needs this system. I have commercial businesses coming to me and they're implementing my system into their corporation. Everyone needs this system. Everybody does. With the way that we're moving in this world, 2022 is going to be it's going to be a second industrial revolution in the online world. You're about to see it. Now, if you're going to be a part of it, that's cool. Stick with me. I got you. I'm showing you the way on this. Okay? Don't get secondhand regurgitated information. I want you first and foremost. I want you to hear it from the proverbial horse's mouth so you can run with it. Don't hear regurgitated information, because then you're going to hear it from somebody who doesn't really know what they're talking about, and they're probably not going to explain it the right way, and you're going to do it wrong. Okay? Make sure you're hearing it from me. I'm not saying that to put myself up on a pedestal. I'm saying that because I want you to win. And you're not going to win if you're not listening to the person who really knows what they're talking about. I love you. Katie Lynn, yes. Ryan, good morning, man. Sarah, built my business by word of mouth. There it is. Heather, hello, traveling to Nashville. Little business and a little fun. There it is. All right, you guys, I'm popping out of here. Have the best day ever. I will talk to you later.